Hi, everybody. Pastor Deb here. Thanks for carving out some time to think of something greater than ourselves during this prayerful pause with the pastor. Oh, it's a little rainy here in Rochester today. We need it. It's okay. Part of the storm front, I'm sure, coming across the nation. Anyway, I ran across Psalm 15 the other day, but in the Message version, and I thought I'd share that today. I think it's really good advice for us, a good reminder for us about how to be in the world, because right now I think we could all use a little guidance. People are going crazy in Afghanistan, crazy about Afghanistan, crazy about white supremacy, crazy about our country, crazy. I mean, it's just, there's so many things mounting up that we could be upset about and that could chip away at our moral fiber if we're not careful. But Psalm 15 in the Message version is really cogent and succinct. You ready? I mean, it's only 5 verses. Here we go. God, who gets invited to dinner at your place? How do we get on the guest list? Walk straight, act right, tell the truth. Don't hurt your friend, don't blame your neighbor, despise the despicable. Keep your word even when it costs you, make an honest living, never take a bribe. You'll never get blacklisted if you live like this. Doesn't that kind of say it all? I'll read it again. God, who gets invited to dinner at your place? How do we get on your guest list? Walk straight, act right, tell the truth. Don't hurt your friend, don't blame your neighbor, despise the despicable. Keep your word even when it costs you, make an honest living, never take a bribe. You'll never get blacklisted if you live like this. Sums it up. I'm not even going to comment on all the people in this country who need to read that, or around the world, whatever faith tradition they have, whatever it is. This is still good advice. So how are you going to do those things in your life today? How am I? It would help if I'd keep thinking about it during the day, if I remind myself about it periodically. You too, probably. You can look it up online. Just Google for Psalm 15, the Message version. You can print it out for yourselves. I'll read it once more just because I think it's worth reading. If I thought I could have the wherewithal to do it, I'd commit it to memory, but I'm not quite there this morning yet anyway. Psalm 15. God, who gets invited to dinner at your place? How do we get on your guest list? Walk straight, act right, tell the truth. Don't hurt your friend, don't blame your neighbor, despise the despicable. Keep your word even when it costs you. Make an honest living, never take a bribe. You'll never get blacklisted if you live like this. I think most of us recognize that we shouldn't take bribes, for instance, or do any of these other things. But I think all too often we think, oh, that's what somebody else does, or that's what you do if you're in government, or that's what you do if you're, a CEO. That could never be something that would come into my sphere of existence. But guess what? You can take a bribe anytime you look another way. Anytime somebody asks you not to say something, and come on, I'll buy you a cup of coffee, not to say something. That's a bribe, isn't it? All of these things could be us. So walk straight, act right, and tell the truth. Don't hurt your friends. Don't blame your neighbors. Despise the despicable. Keep your word even when it costs you, and make an honest living. Never take a bribe. We do all that, we get invited over to dinner at God's place. Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause with the pastor. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. And until next time, God bless. Take care, and bye for now.